the centre of his government. A short drive.
This is the 4th, this is the 5th,
and a big
Friday, the 5th
Keir Starmer,
July,
who is now the
2024, a new Prime Minister
Britain's 58th
from
Prime
Labour.
Minister. And as we wait for the moment that we see him, the first time we see him as Britain's Prime Minister, let's go to Jane Hill, who is outside the palace.
Yes, because this is a moment, isn't it? And that still image tells that story. The King, the monarch, shaking hands with the country's new Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer. That image taken in the audience room on the first floor at Buckingham Palace here. And Daniela, that is just police the logistics of this moment, the photograph, but it is essentially a moment that will always be private, a meeting that will always be private between the two men. What is said in that meeting will be kept within the walls of that private audience room. And it's the King's third Prime Minister for a monarch who's been on the kind of person he was as Prince of Wales. Perhaps a little quieter as monarch he has been in terms of his views and opinions, but he'll be engaged in what's going on. Sir Clive Alderton there, the principal private secretary to the King and Queen, saying his goodbyes, a kiss there for Lady Victoria Starmer as the new Prime Minister and his wife leave Buckingham Palace after that audience with the King, where Keir Starmer was asked to form a new government and become Prime Minister. And so he is the country's Prime Minister. He is driven away with his wife. We can hear the whistles in the background amongst the crowds here behind us, the cortege behind us, all the police outriders, lots of fluorescent jackets making the way, clearing the path there for the car to have a clear run, and a safe and secure run, of course, through the streets of central London to Downing Street. It's not a long journey, not even 5 minutes really, shouldn't be any longer than that. And interesting, I was just pausing there because there was quite a cheer went up from the crowd behind us. I just wanted to see whether we could hear anything that people were calling out. It's always so hard to know here at Buckingham Palace the reasons that bring people to the palace. It's a tourist attraction, of course. There will be tourists from all over the world here at Buckingham Palace. But do they also know that they are seeing the country's new Prime Minister being driven away, having had his audience with the King, and now on his way to his new home, a new family home, number 10 Downing Street, just a few minutes drive away. As it gets noisy here at the palace, the helicopters, all the security overhead, and being driven down the Mall to Downing Street, and I will hand you back to our teams there.
Jane, thank you. Well, the scene here in Downing Street couldn't be more different to that scene of real solemnity, of real fun with Tom Baldwin. The dramatic turnaround that he has been able to achieve as Labour leader is really the stuff of some kind of political legend. It was not what the vast majority of people in the Labour movement and the Labour Party thought was possible in 2019. Indeed, some people warned that the Labour Party could be out forever. There were even on the margins some discussions about whether or not the party should disband. And yet here, British voters haven't been showing themselves willing to change their mind in large number. And Keir Starmer is not far now from making the short journey from his